You don't really get the whole picture, do you? Let's talk about that. Yeah. So, as you can see, you don't get the whole picture. When we don't have the whole picture, we don't know what's going on. And if we don't know what's going on, then really, does it really matter what's in the picture? Now, you'll see the whole picture. So, Fairlife, not a sponsor. Star Wars, not a sponsor. Anyway, so when we don't see the big picture, then we really don't know what's in the rest of the picture, right? We only see one slice of it. We only see one thing of the picture. So if you had all kinds of things in your life that were outside the picture of one day, 24 hours. Good morning, Emily. Anyway, if you had things outside the picture that you couldn't control, then really you can't control them, right? So if everything was in your life that was outside of a day, 24 hours, you don't know what's going to happen next. Now, you know what happens in the past, and a lot of times we like to stay in the past, and that really is damaging to a lot of people and damaging to your soul, because if you stay in the past, we usually look at the negative. We don't look at the positive. Most of the time, people think of the negative of what's in the past and try to, go through counseling, try to go through all kinds of stuff to reconcile the past. Now, I'm not saying don't do that, but if we stay in the past all the time, then our present and our future are not going to look good. And then if we try to look into the future, nobody can do that except God. Now, demons and the devil and the angels can semi-do that because, they have a little bit of power, but not enough that God has, that he can see the past, present, and future, and what's on your heart, what's on your mind, all that stuff. And he's more powerful than all those things. So, when God says in Matthew chapter 6:34, he says, therefore, and the really cool thing about therefore is that all this stuff that I've said already is true, therefore this has to be true. So this is the Sermon on the Mount, Matthew 5, 6, and 7, Matthew chapter 5, chapter 6, and chapter 7, where Jesus was teaching this. And so he says, therefore, because all this is true, before chapter 6, verse 34, he says, do not worry about tomorrow. We can't see tomorrow. We can't see what's going to happen. We can't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We can plan, definitely. And I know it's good to plan things. But we really don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We can plan all we want, but things are going to happen different than what we plan. We all know that. We can plan all we want, but we really don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And then for tomorrow, we'll worry about itself. Once you get to tomorrow, then you can see what's happening and plan accordingly in God's will. But we really don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And then it says each day has enough trouble of its own. And that is spot on. We don't know the whole picture. We don't know what's going to happen the next second. So we have to be prepared. And to be prepared is to follow Jesus and trust him that the next minute is going to happen. The next minute is going to be in his glory, in his will. And hopefully we've prepared our minds enough that we can do those sort of things. So this is great advice. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. Then if you keep reading in Matthew chapter 6, it pretty much points out that we just need to trust God. We need to trust God for our past, trust God in our future, and live in the present and act like it's a gift of God. I love you. Jesus loves you too. You have a great day. And don't worry. God's got this. Love you. Bye.